Hi besties, welcome back to the channel. This is So with Somi. On today's tutorial, I'll be showing you how I made this simple off-shoulder dress with strap, and it has asymmetric hem. So if you want to know how I achieved this, do not skip any parts and do not forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel. Now for this tutorial, I use an Ankara. You can use a crepe fabric or a chiffon fabric. So here I have both the front and back, and I've marked out my zipper allowance of 1 inch. Now we'll start taking our measurements. I'm going to go up by 5 inches for my off shoulder. If you want it deeper, you can go up by 6 7. So after that, after taking up 5 inches, I came down 7.5 inches for my chest line, then 10 inches for my bust point, 16 inches for my waist. For my hip length, my hip point is 24 inches. After marking my hip point, I took the full length of the top, which is 26 inches. So now I'm just going to connect all the lines together. So I'll label this is my chest line, and the one following it is the bust point. After the bust point, we'll get the waistline, hip line and the full length of the top. Now I'll start taking my bust measurement. So on the chest line, I'm going to mark my round bust divided by 4. Mine is 36 divided by 4 will give you 9, and after marking that 9, I'll add 1 inch for my stitching allowance. So whatever measurement I have on the chest line, I'll do the same on the, I'll take it down to the bust point. So I'll mark my round bust divided by 4. After that, I'm going to add my 1 inch for stitching allowance and I'll connect. So I'll come to the waistline. So here I was marking my hip line here, so it was a mistake. So this is my waistline, so I'll remeasure. So I'll mark my waist measurement divided by 4. My waist is 28 divided by 4 will give you 7. So I marked that. I added 1 inch for stitching allowance. Now I'll come to the hip line. I'll divide my round hip by 4 and I'll add my stitching allowance. So mine is 40 divided by 4 will give you 10 plus 1 inch for stitching allowance 11. So I'm going to connect all the body measurements together. So all our markings I'll connect together. So whatever measurement I have on the hip line, I'll take it down to the full length. So on this waistline, it's looking too sharp, so I'm going to recurve it. Now this is what I have. So at the upper part, I'll divide my round shoulder by 2. My round shoulder is 15 divided by 2 will give you 7.5. I took off that 7.5 and I marked 6 inches at the upper part. Then I connected it to form an armhole to the chest line. So I connected it to the chest line. So I'm going to explain it again. My shoulder divided by 2 give you 7.5. I took off 1 inch and I marked 6 inches at the upper part. Then I curved it to meet the chest line. So that is all we have here. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to cut out the excess we have. So if you have any questions, if there is the part you don't understand, you can ask me a question on the comment section. And before we get back to this video, if you have not subscribed to this channel, what are you waiting for? Please hit that subscribe button and like this video. The more you like it, the more it gets to more people tends to find this video. So please guys, like and subscribe to the channel. So after cutting, this is what I have. I'll take off the front piece so that we can work on the back piece. So for the back, I want it to be a little bit lower at the back. So from the starting line, I came down 1 inch and I'll connect it back to the armhole this way. I'm going to cut off that piece. So I want it to be 1 inch lower on the back. So after cutting it off, the next thing I'll do is to open up the zipper allowance I added to the back piece. So now this is what I have. I'll go stitch down the zipper allowance. So I'll do that and I'll bring it back to show you what I have. So here, this is the front piece, and for the back, remember I said we are stitching the zipper allowance down. So I'll stitch it down. I'm going to arrange the front and back together. So now we're going to cut out our asymmetric hem. So after arranging it, so arrange yours properly. That is why I said you should close your zipper allowance. You can either use pin or you can use a loose stitch to hold it down. So now on the left side, I'll come up by 5 inches. So on the left side, from the hem, I went up by 5 inches and I'll connect it to the other end of the top. So I'm just opening up the seam allowance. So I'll connect it to the other end of the top, just like the way we do our backs. You go up by 3 or 4 inches, then you connect it back to the full length. But this one, we're going up on the side, then we'll connect it back to the hem. That is why I opened it up this way. So I went up by 5 inches and I connected to the hem, but it was not looking as long, it was not looking as deep as I want, so I went up by 6 inches. So initially I went up by 5 inches, but later I went up again by 1 inch, making it 6 inches, and I connected it to the other end of the top. So the next thing I'm going to do now is just to cut off the little piece we have there. So I went up by 5 inches and I connected it to the hem, but it was not looking as I want, so I went up by 6 inches. Now after cutting it out, this is what I have. I'll go cut out a facing for it. So here I folded another fabric into two. I'm going to place my front on it so that we can cut out a facing. So if you have lining, you can use lining to turn the whole fabric. So I've placed it on the folded fabric. I'll cut off the neckline and I equally cut out the armhole. So now I'm going to take it off and I'm going to trim it out this way. So you can mark 3 inches or 4 inches depending. So after doing that, this is what I have. I'll open up my front space. So I'll place my facing on it. But guys, please, before you stitch, remember we have a strap. Add your strap to the armhole side. Just come in half an inch from the armhole because you are stitching. So stitch the armhole, stitch the neckline, and stitch the sides. Now for the back, this is the back. I've equally cut out the facing for it. So I've cut out the facing for the two pack just like we did for the front. But before we add, remember we have a strap. So initially I came in from the armhole by 3 inches, but I later had to change it because it was too far. So I was supposed to place this strap half inch after the armhole. So we'll still correct that. So for now, I'll place the facing, I'll close the armhole, I'll close the neckline, I'll close the side. So I'll do the same for the other side. I'll add it and I'll do that. I'll bring it back to show you what I have. So guys, this is what I was talking about. This is for the front piece. I added the strap on the armhole side, and this is for the back. Here I have not corrected it. So the next thing we're going to do now is I'll arrange it properly again. So you can retake your body measurement, but mine, remember, I added just 1 inch for stitching allowance. So after arranging it, I'll take it to the machine. I'll stitch it with 1 inch on the both sides. So I'll do that and bring it back to show you what I have. So now after stitching, I've opened up the zipper allowance. This is what I have. So guys, are you guys seeing now? For the back, I have readjusted my strap. I've added it to the armhole just like I did for the front. So add your strap half inch after your armhole because you're stitching down the armhole. Now I'm going to take the measurement around the hem so that we can cut out the fabric we'll be adding to the hem to complete our dress. So measure around your hem, then you cut out the fabric you want to use to complete the full length of your dress depending on how long or how much fabric you're working with. For this tutorial, I use just 3 yards of an Ankara fabric. So this is what I have. I'll keep it aside and cut out a fabric for it. So here I've cut out the fabric I'll be using and I've gathered it to the round measurements we got on the hemline, which was 43 inches. So like I said, if you want to get the full length of your dress, measure what you have at the upper part, then you now cut what you will use to complete it. Now I'm going to link a video on how you're going to do that if you're finding this very confusing. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to place the right side spacing this shoulder on the hemline this way. Then I'll take it to the machine. I'll use half an inch to stitch it all the way down to the last end. So I'll do that and bring it back to show you. So guys, after stitching it down, this is what I have. Now the next thing I'm going to do now is I'll get my zip. Now I'm going to place my zip where I want it to stop. Remember, this is an off shoulder. So initially I placed this here, it was looking so long, and I readjusted it upwards this way. So here I have marked where I want it to be, but I later took it up a little bit because we're looking too down. So what I'm going to do now, I'll stitch it down. When I get to that point where my zip will be, I'll top stitch it, then I'll stitch the rest of the dress down. Then after that, you open it again, you will open it. So the opening we're going to have, that is where you'll be attaching your zip. So this opening is where you attach your zip. So I'll do that and bring it back. So guys, after stitching everything down, this is how neat and beautiful this thing looks, this dress looks. So thank you guys so much for watching up to this point. This is us coming to the end of this video, and do not forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you on my next video. Bye.